A very good morning to you, South Africa, and those watching around the world. My name is Blaine Herman, and this is The Agenda. Happy Heritage Day, folks. It's Tuesday, the 24th of September, 2019. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Now, today, South Africans are encouraged to celebrate their culture and their diversity of their beliefs and traditions. It's a day, I guess, that allows us to recognize and appreciate this country's rich array of cultural communities and assets, and I guess all that comes with it. And by appreciating and embracing other cultures and traditions, you promote and maintain social solidarity and cohesion. And I guess it leads to greater acceptance and greater tolerance, which you would agree is so important, especially now. All right, you switched on to get the news, not to hear me preach. What do you say? Let's get the program started. The first hour of The Agenda starts right now. Well, today marks Heritage Day, and President Cyril Ramaphosa will be addressing the national celebrations at Mxolisi Jacobs Stadium in Upington in the Northern Cape. Now, this Heritage Day takes place under the theme 25 Years of Democracy, celebrating South Africa's literacy classics in the year of Indigenous languages. Now, President Ramaphosa will use his address to the nation to urge South Africans to preserve and promote their languages as well as their national identity. Now, the formal program will be preceded by the official handover of a newly built library to the community. Thousands are expected to attend the event, which they'll be entertained by diverse cultural performances showcasing the country's diverse heritage. As you can see, these are live visuals now. I want to get the very latest now. It's all systems go for the National Heritage Day celebrations in Upington in the Northern Cape. President Ramaphosa expected to address thousands there at the Mxolisi Jacobs Stadium. It's where we find my colleague Neria Tlakotsa, who's been keeping up to date with the various happenings this morning. It's a busy morning indeed. Neria, a very good morning to you. Happy Heritage Day. What are you witnessing this morning?
Good morning to you, Blaine. Happy Heritage Day to you too. Of course, this morning we are already seeing crowds coming in here to celebrate this day, which aims to show South Africa's diversity amongst others. And of course, this is the day where people celebrate their culture, they preserve their culture and showcase who they are. Already we're seeing various people coming in their different attires, their cultural attires. We spoke earlier on to the Premier of the Northern Cape, Mxolisi, who was speaking of the significance of being here, to say that it is fitting to be in the Northern Cape, especially with so many indigenous languages that we have here in the Northern Cape. Blaine, you need to remember, if we just go back a little, for the first time in South Africa, during the President's State of the Nation address, we had a Khoisan praise singer. Of course, it caused some controversy, but it also opened South Africa to the possibilities of other languages that are there. And of course, that's also fitting with today's theme, where we preserve languages, our literacy blade. We look at such issues today. We know that we still have our own African authors, and it is with this day that the presidency, the government, is urging people to take a book and read and know, more importantly, about our history as the country. So we know now that the president is expected to open the library, and later on the program will start, and we'll have the president addressing the residents here in the Northern Cape. We'll also have the premier of the province, Mxolisi. Earlier on we spoke to Stanley, who is the leader of the Griquas, Mr. Peterson, basically talking about the importance of preserving their languages, and how it must not be business as usual until their languages form part of the 11 official languages of the country. But for now, Blade, let's just cross to that interview that we did earlier on.
It's very important for us. Remember the day we lose our land, we lose our identity and our language. So if you don't have a language and you don't have culture, or you don't protect or preserve them, you are no human being, you are no nation, you are no tribe. So this day for us is very important, because nobody will embrace our culture. It's ourselves. That's why we're here wearing our attire, and we showcase our culture and tradition. That's the only thing that lacked here is government must just recognize our languages, because this is lacking. There cannot be 11 official languages, and currently the Khoi and Sene languages, not one of them is been recognized. Now we feel incompleted, because we are not completed. Without a language, you are nobody. So that's how important it is for us.
And do you think perhaps that the government is helping you in any way in terms of the preservation? Because we've seen that you've been calling to be recognized by government.
In a way, yeah, I can say they do their thing, but not too much. You remember, there's one thing in promoting something and to legalize something. So unless we not legalize, for instance, our language are not recognized, we are not recognized, it's still a thing out of the framework. So to say something and to do something, it's two different things. As the previous leader, Peter Faber, was saying, 20 years is not 20 months, it's not 20 days, it's 25 years that we're waiting in this new democracy for our brothers and sisters to take us with them, because we before 1994 there was no separation. We were together, we voted together, but now we are separated.
That was, of course, Peterson, Stanley Peterson, just speaking to us about the importance of this day to them as the Khoisan community. But of course, on the other side of these celebrations, I have my colleague, Reginald Vetboy. He is dressed in the Khoisan traditional attire. He will be giving us more now about what we can expect that side. It's over to you, Reginald.
Well, thank you very much, Neria. Yes, we are here at Sandile Present Community Library, where the President will officially hand over this Indigenous library to the community. And we know the President will be interacting with learners and also with Oma Katrina Eso, the 86-year-old Oma Katrina Eso. In 2015, she was elected the first woman of the Western Ngu, and then also in 2014 we remember that she received the silver national orders of the Boabab by former President Jacob Zuma. Now today she will be leading that session of indigenous languages. The President will be reading Ngu, Setswana, isiXhosa, and then also Nama. But without any further ado, I am now joined by Oma Katrina Eso. Goeiemôre Oma, sê gou vir ons, hoekom is die taal of hoekom is Ngu taal vir Oma so belangrik?
Goeiemôre. Dis vir my belangrik, want dis my taal en die taal is besig om uit te sterf. En is vir my belangrik dat die taal moet lewe. En dis waarom ek so veg met die taal. Dat die taal moet lewe. Ek wil glad hy moet doodgaan nie. En ek dink is net, ons is nog net 4 wat die Ngu taal praat. En my 2 grootsusters is groot, die een is blind en al 2 is blind. En die een is bedleen. Nou, ek wil graag hê, die taal moet, die hele Upington met die taal kan ook geken het en gepraat het. Maar er is net ons 4 wat die Ngu taal kan praat. Daarom veg ek so vir die taal, dat die taal moet gepraat word. En daarom is ek bly dat die president vandag hier is. Dat die president kan hoor hoe, dat ek kan kyk of die president nie sal help, dat die taal moet gebevorder word. Help vir my, help dat ek net kan. Want my verlangste is, ek het 'n park, ek het 2 kinders wat nou kan onderwysers gemaak word. Nou, hulle sal nie so werk soos wat ek aangegaan het, ek in Claudia nie. Hulle wil gebetaal wees. So daarom is ek vandag bly vir die president wat hier is.
Ek weet Oma het ook 'n skool begin hier in Upington en ons het al verskeie stories gedoen oor die Ngu taal. Hoe voel Oma dat dat die skool net nie aan die gang kom en ouma nie die nodige bystand kry van die nodige belanghebbendes nie.
Ek voel glad nie lekker nie. Ek voel glad nie lekker daaroor dat ek nie genoeg bystand het nie. Ek voel ek moet gehelp word. Ek moet gehelp word. Nou die help is tog mens kan nie geld sien as jy al sien. Maar tog as hy die ding goed wat die dinge regmaak. Soos die skooltjie nou daar staan. Het hy nie water nie, hy het die krag nie. Maar ek voel dat die nodigheid, daar is die nodigheid om die kinders te leer, die moedertaal te leer, sodat die taal kan lewend bly. As ek doodgaan en my susters gaan dood, dan is die taal, daar vat hulle die taal, dan moet hulle aangaan met die taal. So dis eintlik my verlangstelling, die taal moet verder geleer word.
En dan net ten slotte ouma se erfenisdag boodskap aan Suid-Afrikaners.
Ek wil net sê dat die boodskap gaan dat mense moet opstaan en die goeie werke doen en vergeet van die wêreld, want die wêreld is nie lekker nie, daar buite nie. So ek wil hê die mense moet opstaan en vat net die goeie en gaan aan. Maar toch, die mense, ek dink, die mense sit, omdat hulle nie werk nie. Nou sit hulle wil nie opstaan nie. Hulle sit nou terug. Ander mense, het moet om aan te gaan. Ander mense dink, nee, ek het nie werk nie, maar ek wil nie slegte goed te doen nie. Maar anders gaan terug, hulle op sit maar, en so ek wil hulle sê, staan op, skep moed, en laat ons vertrou, daar is 'n Here wat lewe, hy gee vir ons alles.
Baie dankie ouma. Well, that was 86-year-old Oma Katrina Eso, the first woman of the leader of the Western Move, speaking to us in terms of how she wants to preserve the language, the new language, and she's happy that the president is here today so that she can actually speak to him about the challenges that she is facing, also encouraging South Africans to embrace Heritage Day and never forget where they are coming from and who they are, and that's what it's all about today. But not only today, each and every day should we actually celebrate Heritage Day. But with that, it's over to my colleague Mike Maringa, who's standing by in Lephalale. Over to you, Mike.